Harper Perennial and HarperAudio present The Historians, a novel of World War II, by Cecilia Ekbäck, performed by Saskia Maarleveld. Preface. The Nordic countries during World War II. Sweden was the only Nordic country that remained neutral during World War II. The country, however, accommodated the Nazi regime. German soldiers were allowed passage through Sweden. Over 2 million German soldiers traveled back and forth to Norway by Swedish rail in 1940 to 1943. Swedish iron was critical for wartime production of steel and was sold to Germany at the same level preceding the war, which the Allies argued prolonged the war. The Swedish iron was called Hitler's Achilles heel. Swedish railways allowed the transport of the German 163rd Infantry Division, together with howitzers, tanks, weapons, and ammunition, from Norway to Finland. After 1944, Sweden shared military intelligence, helped train soldiers from Denmark and Norway, and allowed the Allies to use Swedish air bases. Norway was occupied by Germany on April 9, 1940. King Haakon VII fled to Great Britain, and exiled Norwegian forces continued to fight from abroad. Norway withstood a German land invasion for 62 days, making it the nation that held out the longest after the Soviet Union. Denmark was occupied by Germany the same day the occupation of Norway began, without fighting. Until April 1943, King Christian X and the government functioned as a protectorate. An effective resistance movement developed toward the end of the war, and Germany then placed Denmark under direct military occupation. The occupations of Norway and Denmark were largely motivated by the German aim to control the mining districts in the north of Sweden. After the invasions of Norway and Denmark, Sweden found itself isolated and completely dependent on Germany for its imports. Finland participated in World War II, twice fighting the Soviet Union and then Nazi Germany. As relations with the Soviet Union changed, so did Finland's position in relation to the Allied forces, at one time for them, then against, then finally for them again. Thus, the 4 Nordic countries, which since the 13th century had been in various unions with one another, found themselves in very different situations, and occasionally, even on different sides during the course of the war. Lapland, January 1943. Yavanna Turi's heart thumps dark and slow in her chest. Her body is taut. She's been frightened before, seeing bare ground beneath the supplies in the food pit, or hearing grey legs howl. There is a lot in Yavanna's life to be scared of. Best not to think too much. But this is different. The thought slithers through her mind that this kind of fear she ought to think about. Yavanna, Yana, Yananita, Yavanna Turi, hurry home to me. Her mother's sing-song voice echoes inside her mind. Yavanna Turi, Sami, 13 years old, skiing in a forest she knows as well as her own sweet self, setting the traps she has set since she was 7. Afraid. She could leave it. She has already set 4. But she has seen the tracks of a hare on the hill by the frozen river, and she's planned to set a spring pole trap. Back in the camp, she cut the snare, carved the sticks, brought the bait. Her mouth waters at the thought of meat. The evening is cloudy, but for a moment a cold moon shows her face. The white on the hill glows. It beckons her to come closer. She sets off toward the knoll, skis hissing on parched snow. Yavanna, Yana, Yananita, Yavanna Turi, hurry home to me. She reminds herself that she has no reason to be afraid. This is her land. But only 1 moon ago, Ammon didn't come home. Ammon was old, older than the roots of the trees. His time ended. Only cold freezes your body to white stone. Where wild animals have eaten, there will be scraps. Ammon was gone as if seized by a giant hand and torn off the surface of the earth. And ever since, Yavanna feels it. Something has joined them here.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?